failed to do the second part of it, apparently. So welcome, everybody.
Benji, you are not busy.
And I am going to mute everyone for a while, and then we will all unmute later. Okay. Excuse me. So today we are going to be talking about Netzach because we are in the fourth week of counting the Omer, and this is the week of Netzach, which can be interpreted as endurance or fortitude, and I like to think about it as an energetic response. So we need energy to get something started, to just kind of get up out of the chair, right, and do something. We also need energy to keep things going, to stick with a project maybe. So an energetic response is really necessary for any kind of creativity or any kind of production. But if we can't stick with it, then it just fizzles. So there's this combination of determination and tenacity, if you will. My mom used to refer to it as stick-to-itiveness. If you don't have any stick-to-itiveness, you're not going to get anything done. And she would wag her finger as she said that. So without Netzach, all of our good intentions don't amount to a hill of beans. They won't get actualized. So it seems to me that in order to kind of keep this energy going at a reasonable rate, we need to really be aware of what our values are and have some clarity about our motivation for what it is that we're striving to do. If we have too much of this quality, we're probably going to burn out. And if we don't have enough, as I said, we just won't get anything done. So I think that there's really a relationship between physical energy and mental and emotional energy. And one of the ways that this has been apparent in my life is that when I feel stuck either in a thinking loop that I just can't quite get out of, that's not productive, it just keeps going around and around, or in some sort of an emotional funk, and I'm just kind of like feeling stuck and lethargic, I find that if I move vigorously, it helps shake things up and even get the thinking moving and the creative juices flowing. So we're going to do something a little bit different today, if you will all play with me. I am going to invite everyone who is able to stand up. I'm going to tip this a little so you can see me, more of my body. And give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. Okay, thank you. As with everything, as with every instruction I ever give, do what feels right for you. Do not overdo. Do not have too much Netzach, right? Don't want you to flame out here. So I'm inviting you to stand with your feet hip width apart and to be just standing. And what we're going to do is start moving at our ankles and then up our legs, and our knees are moving and our hips, and we might get our arms into it. And I'm just really wanting you to move as vigorously as you are able to. And we're going to keep this up for a little bit. And it's not going to count as your steps because you're standing still, but we're just moving. And we're getting that energy in our bodies going. And in a few minutes, or less than a minute actually, I'll have us stop and notice. So we just, as vigorously as we can, we are moving all the way from our ankles, up our knees, our hips, our torso, shoulders, arms. And now just stop. And notice everything you can notice. Notice your breathing. You might notice that you can feel your heart pounding. And you might notice what's going on inside your body. Maybe you feel some tingling. And from here, we're going to move right into our meditation. I invite you to either continue standing or to take your seat, whatever you'd like to do. Paying attention to your posture. Allowing yourself to be supported by the floor or the chair. For me, this sort of rush of energy and the tingling that I feel in my body is a feeling that I associate with aliveness. So I invite you to allow your attention to rest on what's happening for you physically. As your mind wanders, very gently and with compassion for yourself, simply return to the sensations in your body. You might want to focus on points of contact with the floor or the chair, or where in your body you're feeling your breath most prominently. But with kindness to yourself, simply return. So I want to end our sitting time together with a couple of things. One is that when I think of energetic response, one of the things that comes to my mind is the children's book, The Little Engine That Could. And as the engine is trying and struggling to get over the mountain to bring all those toys to the good little girls and boys on the other side of the mountain, the little engine keeps saying, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And I find that a very useful mantra sometimes. And sometimes I change it to, I know I can, I know I can, I know I can, needing to kind of convince myself. The other part of energetic response is that just deciding to actually stop putting it off, whatever the it is, and do it. So I'm going to read a short little poem by Mary Oliver from Dog Songs, one of my very favorite books. And this poem is called Showtime. And here come the dogs, brushed, trimmed, polished. What on earth have they done to them? Said Ricky. They're half shaved and wearing pillows on their heads. And where are their tails? It's the rules, I said. And look at those women trying to run. They sure don't look like you. Thank you, I said. I'm getting a headache looking at this. I have to bark. And he began. It does no good to bark at the television, I said. I've tried too. So he stopped. If I ever meet one of those dogs, I'm going to invite them to come here, where he can be a proper dog. Okay, I said. But remember, you can't fix everything in this world for everybody. However, said Ricky, you can't do anything at all unless you begin. Haven't I heard you say that once or twice or maybe 100 times? So with that, I am going to invite you to share your thoughts and questions and comments as soon as I turn off the recording.